All right, my buy, sells, and hold for the New York Giants dynasty fantasy football are gonna be. We're gonna start off with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is gonna be both a buy and a sell. I would say in a buy and a sell and a hold in a shorter league that you don't start as many players. So if you start less players, you would hold Barkley. The reason I'd say hold Saquon Barkley in a league that starts less players is because he's gonna be an RB1, an elite RB1 for a while. At least for the next 4 years, he's going to be an elite RB1, if not longer. He is a generational running back. So I would say in a league that doesn't start as many players, hold him. In a league that has, your rosters are a lot bigger, where you start more players, I would say he's a sell if you can get what everybody seems to be getting for him. He's the 101 overall everywhere, dynasty, redraft, everywhere you look, he's the 101. And the times that I've seen people sell him, they've gotten a lot. I'm still trying to buy him if I can get him for cheaper, in case there's an owner that's not selling him for as high. But most people are selling him for a lot. So unless you can get Barkley for a cheaper price, I wouldn't buy him unless you think you can get him for a decent price. But he's definitely a sell. I've seen people get a young RB1 and a young wide receiver 1 and a first round pick. If you get a young RB1, a young wide receiver 1, and a first round pick in return for Saquon Barkley, you accept that trade automatically. So Barkley again is going to be both a buy, sell, and a hold, depending on what league you're in and depending on your rosters. If you're in a league that you start less players, and you have a good roster, just hold on to him and go ahead and win your league. If you're in a league that starts a lot more players, go ahead and definitely if you need a lot more help in your rosters, go ahead and sell him and get as much as you can for him. The next player we're gonna be talking about is gonna be Golden Tate. Golden Tate to me is a buy if you are in win mode now. Honestly, everyone should always be in win mode now, but I know it depends on how your roster is constructed. I'm always trying to be in win mode now. But Golden Tate, yeah, I would buy him if you have a roster that you think you can win a championship now, because at the bare minimum, Golden Tate is going to be a wide receiver 3, and he could have high wide receiver 2 potential, just depending on how he's targeted. If he's going to be targeted the same way Odell was targeted, who knows what his potential is. I don't think he'll be targeted like Odell was, because, well, Golden Tate's not Odell Beckham Jr., but he is still a really good receiver. So again, if you look at your roster and you think you can win now, I would go ahead and try to buy him. If you look at your roster and you think there's no way I'm going to win this year, I would be trying to sell him, which is interesting because based off what the Giants are looking like right now, they would be in not win mode right now. So I don't understand why they went ahead and picked him up. But again, who knows? But if for your own dynasty leagues or fantasy football leagues, if you're in win mode now and you think you can win this year, I would go ahead and buy Golden Tate if you need help at the receiver position. But if you don't think you can win this year, and you own Golden Tate, go ahead and try to get rid of him. The next player we're going to be talking about is going to be Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram is a strong buy if you can get him for a cheap price. I think Evan Ingram could be a tight end 1. I mean, it doesn't take much to be a tight end 1, but Evan Ingram was a tight end 1 without Odell. I think Evan Ingram will continue to be a tight end 1. He has a good receiving skill set, and he is, I think he's going to be, whenever the Giants need to go deep, it's going to be to Evan Ingram, even though they're probably not going to go deep that often. Both Eli Manning and the new Daniel Jones quarterback are not quarterbacks that really like to go deep. But with that being said, Evan Ingram is probably going to be a tight end 1 for the future to come. I don't know if he's going to be a tight end 1 as in a high tight end 1. He's going to break into that tier with George Kittle, Zach Ertz, and Travis Kelce. That offense is not set up right now for a tight end like to break out like that. But I think he could be. I still think he could be a low or mid tight end 1. So if you need a tight end and you can trade for him, maybe if you can trade a 2019 105 or 106 and beyond for him, go for it, or something close to that. The next person we're going to be talking about is Eli Manning. Eli Manning, believe it or not, in super flex leagues is a buy, and the only reason he's a buy in super flex leagues is because everybody's trying to sell him and get rid of him. And if you play in super flex leagues, you know that quarterbacks are extremely important, especially if you play in a super flex leagues with 14 plus owners. You know how important quarterbacks is. I play in I have a couple dynasty leagues where we have 16 owners, and a lot of owners barely have one QB. So if you're one of those owners that needs a quarterback in a super flex league, go ahead and try to trade for Eli. The reason I say try to trade for Eli is because more than likely the owner that has Eli won't try to sell him high, because again, everyone's trying to get rid of Eli. So you can probably trade for Eli for nothing. Especially, I wouldn't say trade for Eli if you look at your roster and you don't think you can win this season, or you don't think you don't have a chance of winning this season, don't trade for Eli. But if you look at your roster and you're in a super flex league and you have one quarterback or just two quarterbacks, go ahead and try to see what the price for Eli Manning is. Alright guys, if you like what you heard, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Also, any videos, or if you just want to say that you liked the video, or if you want to tell me how horrible this video was, you can just leave that in the comment section below. Thank you for watching the FFG Network, and welcome to the G Nation.